What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Friday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Peralta at Sports Talk Matt. To follow me on Twitter. And boys, we're off to a pretty good start for the month of May. Tampa Bay comes in. We get the full unit win with the overtime victory for Tampa. And we're looking good with the under. It's going to be a little bit of a sweat here coming right down the stretch, but we should get the win with the Blues. They're up 4-1 here. Unless they completely collapse, it's going to be a 3-0 night for us. I hate to count my chickens before they hatch, but it's a little bit late in the day here. 6 to play in the third period. St. Louis up 4-1. I feel good about that. So it's going to be a winning day, regardless of what happens with the Suns. We're going to have a winning day, and that total is going to come, literally right down to it. Well, let me see here. Okay, we're good. We're going to get there there's 50 seconds left. We've got a 111.86 current score. So let me just do some quick math without having me adding these things up. Yeah, so we're good. Okay, so it's a 3-0 day. So that's really good. So 3-0, we win nearly 2 units. Nice night. Can't shake a stick at it. That puts us to a mark of 14-4 over the last 6 days. And winning days in 8 of the last 10 for the Daily Juice. Great time to jump in on the BetMGM offer, which is above me here on YouTube. $10 bet to win $150. Promo code JUICE150 at BetMGM.com. That's new users only outside of the state of Nevada. You use it with BetMGM, where BetMGM is legal. States growing by seemingly like the day with them opening up operations in different states and different states going legalized. So check out your state. If you're legal, check out if you can use the BetMGM offer, JUICE150, promo code, $10 bet, win or lose, $150. Okay. So I've got one baseball, one hockey, one basketball. It's Friday, though, so you guys love the parlay. So I thought about doing a hockey parlay. So there's some really crazy stats. Going into tonight, the number of teams winning on the puck lines. Let me add this in tonight. So Tampa won in overtime. They didn't win on the puck line. Bruins won in overtime. St. Louis won on the puck line. Edmonton's up 2-1 on LA. They may win on the puck line. Could be a 3-1 night for teams to win on the puck line. Going into tonight, it's kind of like this is a crazy stat. Going into tonight, there are only 9 games. So if those two games hold, it will be 11 games so far in the postseason. Only 11 of them actually have gone to become a 1-goal game. It has been so much of this offensive firepower for these offenses in the NHL first round of the playoffs. Just so many penalties being called. It's just one of those situations where you're like, okay, how in the world do you ever bank on one of these games to be tight, to be low scoring? They're just not. They're all extremely high scoring, and they're all being helped out by these referees who call seemingly everything. Going into last night, 7 of 39 contests were 1-goal games. Overs were 24-14-1 and 17-5-1 over the last 23 games. Only 30 of the 39 games had at least 6 combined goals, and the Flames and the Stars were responsible for 5 of those 9 games with less than 6 goals. Offense. So probably 9 of 43 now to be 1-goal games. So let's do a little puck line over let's go the opposite direction here for a second. Let's go and talk a bit about the NHL. Dallas at +1.5. I think Dallas wins the game. Okay. I think Dallas is going to force a game 7 against Calgary. I really do. Calgary's won 3 games in a row. Dallas at home, I think they'll force a game 7, force it back. You can get +1.5 goals on Dallas at -178. That's your first leg. You then can take Florida and Washington to the over, okay? Over 6.5 goals for Florida and Washington, which I like. And then the Rangers laying 1.5 goals against the Pittsburgh Penguins without Crosby to go ahead and send this thing back to New York for a game 7. That is a +205 bet. So the Don't Bet a Parlay for Friday here. We don't keep track of this, but I'm running with the numbers here for puck lines and overs. Rangers laying 1.5 goals +205. Over 6.5 goals, Florida and Washington at -140. in Calgary and Dallas, taking plus 1.5 goals for the Dallas Stars. I think they win the game, but I'm going to take the plus 1.5 just in case. That's a plus 716 parlay. It's a 7-1 parlay for the Don't Bet a Parlay here for a Friday. Okay. Stars puck line plus 1.5. Rangers puck line laying 1.5. Over 6.5 goals for Florida and Washington at minus 140. Okay. Let's talk about games I am going to bet. Let's talk about baseball first. Detroit and Baltimore. Same record to the total. 21-10-1. Only the Houston Astros are worse when it comes to these teams and what they do offensively. Detroit is bad, and I mean bad right now. I don't like our bet. I'm scared about the bet for them to go over their win total. They just haven't played well. They haven't hit. Their offense is just abysmal. And, well, I'm not expecting the offense to really get going here against the Baltimore Orioles. Both these teams have a real tough time scoring. Detroit's at home. Jordan Lyles goes for the Baltimore Orioles 2-2 with a 4.05 ERA. Eduardo Rodriguez 0-2 with a 4.5 ERA. But, I mean, Tigers lost 9-0 last game out to Oakland, 4-1, 6-0, 2-0, 5-0. I mean, this team has scored 1 run in the last, they scored 7 runs in the last 5 games in total. Offense is bad. Other side, Orioles lost to St. Louis 10-1. They won 5-3. They beat KC 6-1. They beat KC 4-2, and they lost 6-4. Total for this game is 8 at minus 110. We're going to come in here and we're going to take the under on this for Lyles and Erod. Under Baltimore and Detroit for a half a unit for the first bet of the day. Second bet, let's go to a total here. And I think we're going to see goals. I think we're going to see scoring between two teams that really can put the puck in the net and have put the puck in the net a lot. Rangers and the Penguins. So in this series, 4-3, 5-2, 7-4, 7-2, 5-3 that are all going to be jumping in on this. So, okay. And 8, 9, 11, 7, 7. Over. Over 6.5. Bet the streak. Not get too funky with it. Don't get too crazy with it. You got no Sidney Crosby. It's minus 110. Over 6.5. Rangers, Penguins. Betting the over. Over minus 110. Rangers, Penguins. Over 6.5 for a half a unit. And the NBA play, I just think this number's too heavy. Ja Morant out. 21-6 straight up, the Memphis Grizzlies. They just crushed the Warriors. I don't think they win this game. But 8.5, it was 10.5 in the last game, and they covered it easily. It was 6, I guess it was 3, right? But they covered it easily. 8.5, to me, I don't know. I don't get what the books are doing here with this. I'm actually really pretty surprised at this. Memphis is a better team at home against the spread, like we know, but overall, Memphis this year, 28-17-1 on the road. Golden State's good at home, 26-18-2, but against the Western Conference, Memphis 40-22-1 ATS. Golden State's got a losing record against the Western Conference, 4-1 against the number for Memphis over the last 5 games in this series. Total in the first game was 2.5. They lost by 1. 1.5. They won by 5. Caught 7 at home and lost by 30, and then caught 9.5, lost by 3, was catching 9.5, and they won by 39 points. 8.5 here. We're right back to where we were the last time they played at Golden State, and they lost by 3, and they covered. I'm taking the 8.5 points. Memphis plus 8.5 for a half a unit. Okay? So we're going with the Don't Bet a Parlay today. Dallas plus 1.5, Rangers minus 1.5. Dallas plus 1.5, Rangers minus 1.5, over 6.5, Florida and Washington for a plus 716. Don't bet a parlay in hockey. Taking the under 8 runs, Detroit and Baltimore, over 6.5 for the Rangers and the Penguins, and Memphis plus 8.5. Those 3 bets for a half a unit here today on a Friday. My name is Matt Peralta. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt each and every morning. It's the LG's podcast, always being brought to you by BetMGM.